Hey guys, I privatized all my old videos because I don't know, I don't think I should overshare a lot of my life. Oops. Um, but I guess today I wanted to talk about um, there is there is so much noise in this world, and so many people can give you feedback or tell you something. Um, but taking advice is like, I don't know. I used to really like hearing people's advice, and I'd like to hear how people did things. And now I don't really like to hear that anymore unless I'm asking for a very specific kind of advice because nobody really knows like really where you're coming from and what you're trying to do. And to take advice from someone who hasn't been in that experience or hasn't gone through the same things you have, it's like, oh my God, why am I clouding my vision and how I feel about something for the other person's sake? So this can be for, professional or personal or any kind of life. Like it's just kind of like saying like, oh, I'm trying to lose 30 pounds and somebody else is like, oh yeah, just cut all carbs out of your diet. Well, for some people that works really well. And for other people, it might not work at all. And just because someone says like, you should cut carbs out because it'll work for me doesn't mean it'll work for them. And maybe that's kind of the premise of what Perfect Beauty is all about. Is like just because a product works for you doesn't mean it'll work for everyone and vice versa. And just because advice from people works for them doesn't mean it'll work for you. And the hardest part is kind of discerning where to like who to listen to. And there's just a lot of noise out there. I have a bunch of really great girlfriends and really great friends who I love dearly, and they'll tell me things, and like I do trust their opinion and judgment, but at the same time it's like you're not in the situation I'm in. You haven't felt and gone through all the same things I have. So the most important thing is to really listen to yourself and trust yourself that you'll make the right decision. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, and it's hard or not hard, but it's how do I put this? It's like all my life I have gotten everything that I have wanted, pretty much because I've been able to work really, really hard at it. Not only am I able to get it done, but I'm able to get it done faster and sooner, and I'm very much a go-getter. Um, but now I'm at a point in my life where it's like everything is just very, very, there's so many ways to go about it, and there is no right answer. And for me, it's kind of like, stepping away and thinking, what is the best route to take? What am I trying to do? Because everyone can give you their whole 2 cents, and people are asking me, like, oh, you need to raise money, or oh, you don't, or oh, you need to do this, or you need to do that. It is just so many distractions. And, my focus is to create Perfect Beauty as the product that will best serve you guys. Everything else is just a distraction. If I am not increasing Perfect Beauty's like growth or the product, then everything else is going to be a distraction. So, you know, I don't know, I just feel like there's so many different kind of people who will tell me things, and it's just like I really need to step away and really, maybe listen, like obviously listen to their advice and feedback, but just because they tell me to do something doesn't mean that it is kind of aligned with my vision and what I'm creating it for. And I think the real value here, and I know the real value here is that I'm just this normal person who has these normal struggles like all you girls do, and I saw an opportunity to create something that didn't exist. And the people who don't have this problem, they don't get it. They don't get what it's like to feel bad about yourself and to feel like you're alone and to not find the products that work. Like I don't know, like I can't explain to people how finding the right mascara that makes your eyelashes curl like straight up is like will just make your entire day better. And like for guys, like they won't understand that, but it's like for me that makes me feel so much better. And like people don't get it, and I can't, no matter how hard I try to pitch it, like maybe they just won't get it. And instead of maybe spending so much time focusing on on that aspect, maybe I should just focus all my goddamn time on making Perfect Beauty the best product it can be. Everything else is solely a distraction, and there's just so much noise, and there's so many people telling me things. My parents, even relationships, people are like, oh, you should do this, oh, you should do that. My parents tell me something completely different from my friends, and it's like all this like advice is just getting into my head so much. And so all I'm doing is reading Joyce Meyer, and I'm furthering my relationship with God, because God has great plans for me. I know that. It's no mistake that I have landed where I am now, and I know that I'm destined to do really big things in the world. After Perfect Beauty, I want to create a foundation or Perfect Beauty scholarship. I don't know, but something to really help people get their lives back on track and feel good about themselves. Whatever I do, that's what the mission of what I'm going to do is. Um, and that is what I'm here on earth to do. That is kind of my sacrifice, not self-sacrifice, but that is why I was created, and that is why I eat. Um, that is why I take up so much space and resources in this world. But I just have to like kind of like go out there and like listen to myself, and maybe just try to stop hearing all this noise, you know?